Hello, and welcome to another video on Explained. And today we are doing something a little bit different, and you may be able to see from the title we are doing a video on self-loading cargo, and short for SLC. And you may be wondering, what is SLC? SLC is basically a software that you can integrate with your flight simulator. As you know, I'm using Explain, but you can also use it with other flight simulator. So the one that I am pretty sure is FSX, the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And there is another one which I cannot exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure that it is P3D. You can double check that on their website, and if you go to the website and buy the software now, you can get it as an early access, so it's sort of still like in a beta or beta. I'm pretty sure it's a beta stage software, so it's not like fully completed, but it is like pretty stable. So if you want to get it now, you can get it for £12.99 British pounds. But when they fully release this software, when it's like completely done, it's going to be like £17.99. So after this video, if you want to like get this video, not this video, if you want to get this software, you can go to the website and you can buy it for £12.99. That will save you like £5, which is great. On this video, you may see different flights. That is because I've done multiple flights just to test out this software. So you may see different flights. They are not from one particular flight. So just be aware of that. So I want to talk a little bit about more into this software. So it does integrate with your flight simulator. I can't speak for like other flight simulator, but particularly for Explained, you can install what is called the XPUI PC. Not 100% sure if that's the right one. It's like a plugin. So it basically allows the software to communicate with Explained. So for example, like when you switch off the seatbelt sign, the software will know that you have switched off the seatbelt sign. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's very sort of like, I wouldn't say unstable, I would say it's some of the things work, some of the things doesn't. I have read on the forums and they say that because of the complexity of some aircrafts, for example like the Zibo, it means that some of the commands are maybe too complicated for SLC to understand. So some of the things it may work, some of the things doesn't work. So just be aware of that. So self-loading cargo, when you start the aircraft, you load the software up. So I guess the first thing you're going to do is to put in the flight information. So you can put in your destination, your arrival destination, the time, and number of passengers. So that is like a very like basic flight information, just so that SLC knows what it is doing. So when you inform the cabin crew that you are ready for boarding. So you just go to the speaker buttons, which is on the far right hand side on the first row, and basically you can just like inform cabin crew that you are ready for boarding, and the process is pretty much automated. So once you tell the cabin crew to start the boarding, the cabin crew will do the process for you. So it will, I think you might have to open the door. So once you open the door, tell the cabin crew that they can board the passengers. So the passengers, you will hear coming in, they will come in, take the seats. And the process is that you can go to the settings, and there are different settings which you can use. So the one that I use is a random sort of like timing. So every passenger that comes in, they may take longer, they may take shorter time, or you can set it to a particular time. So if say you want it to be like really quick, so you can just set like 1 second per passenger. So the process will be a lot quicker. So every passengers will come in at every second. You can do that, or I think it can go like up to like 10 seconds per passenger. So if you want it to take like really slow, you can set it to 10 seconds, and every passengers will come in at 10 seconds interval. So say if you have a really big plane and you want it to board really quickly, say you have like 500 capacity, you set it 1 second per passenger, that will take like 500 seconds. So you can do that if you want, it's totally up to you. And of course you can set the aircraft type, so whatever aircraft that you are flying, say the 737, 800, 747, 400, the 330-200, 330-300, the 747-8, the 787-800, 787-900, or the 350-900. So whatever aircraft, I think they have a lot of different aircraft. I didn't like really look into it, but they do have a lot of different aircraft. So I'm pretty sure that if the aircraft that you're flying is not listed, you can make your own like file. They do have a sort of like a instruction on how you can create that. So if you are into that thing, you can create your own aircraft file. But most of the commercial airlines that are operating right now should be on the list. And after boarding, basically cabin crew is going to shut the door, and they will like play the like safety video music, all those things. They will prepare the cabin ready for takeoff. And just be aware that especially for like payway aircraft, so like the JAR or even like the freeway aircraft, like close to like study level aircraft like the Zibo, what they have is a integrated like flight attendants announcement and safety video briefing, and it actually doesn't mute that out. So I can't remember for the JAR design, but for the 737, what you have is when you are in different positions of the aircraft, the sound level will be different. So say if you are in the cockpit and you close the cockpit door, the cabin sounds is going to be a lot more lower, so you won't hear it as clearly. So what happens is that when you play the audio file on self-loading cargo, you should be able to hear mostly the self-loading cargo instead of what is playing um, on the aircraft itself. But for example, like other aircraft, I can't remember which ones, but there probably are some that doesn't have that like boundary kind of thing, so it doesn't know like if the cockpit door is closed and such, so it just plays the audio file in that exact same volume. Um, so what happens is that if it does that, you might end up having like duplicates. So you will hear one like on the aircraft playing, and then you will hear one on the self-loading cargo playing. So just be aware, because it doesn't sort of like replace the aircraft. I mean, like if you can mute it on the aircraft settings, then you will only hear from the self-loading cargo. But if you cannot mute it, then you will be hearing the audio file playing, like the safety video announcement, the flight attendants announcement from both the aircraft and from self-loading cargo. And hopefully maybe in the future the developers may work out a solution where you have a software like self-loading cargo, then they'll be able to like mute the audio file on the aircraft. Hopefully they in the future can do that. But if the aircraft that you already have now can do that, then yeah, the obvious solution is to mute the audio file from the aircraft. And yeah, the process is pretty much automated. Once you're in the air, you can like self-drink, self-meal, like hot drinks. There are indications on the bottom level, the second bottom level, so you can see like there are like green light or yellow or red, which indicates if there are like issues within the cabin. And yeah, so you just have to monitor the aircraft. It's basically pretty much it's a lot about passenger experience. So if you are like going through like turbulence, as you can see from parts of my video clip, you can see that passengers are very unhappy when you are busting the G-load, or if you are say going through a cell or a front that have like very violent weather, then you will see the rating go down. So yeah, once you land the aircraft, they have a built-in landing rate. So if you don't want to use the ones that most of us use, which is like a plugin that shows up when you land, you can use the one on self-loading cargo. They have their own built-in landing rate and G-load, and they will tell you like how good your touchdown is. And it also factor in like your landing lights. Like if you don't turn on your landing lights, it will be recorded in your report. The report is generated after you have completed the flight. You can just open up the report and you can see all the information. They'll tell you where you did wrong, what passengers are happy about, what passengers are unhappy about. All those things will be shown in the report. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic aircraft. It gives you a little bit more workload. It definitely not just like focusing on that landing rate, but it, a lot of us fly like commercial aircraft. We are flying like from A to B, bringing passengers, And this software basically helps you to say like um, make the passenger experience a lot better. So yeah, it gives you the other part of the flying, which is as important. So yeah, definitely go check it out if you are interested in this software. But if you want to see it in action, check out my video on YouTube. I have done a few flights using the self-loading cargo, so if you want to see what it does, you can check out my video.